Welcome back to the PPV podcast. We are here in my hometown of Rancho Cucamonga on scene with Henry, who is a police officer in one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. Henry, thanks for coming on today, man.
Yeah, no
Good to have you
problem.
on. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming.
for sure. Thanks for having
Um,
me.
we're going to have a good conversation today, talk about some of the stuff that he's involved with at work and what it's like to work in the area that he does, and also talk a little bit about the things that we normally do on the show as far as family, how to balance that work life schedule when you come home. So we're going to get into a lot of different topics today. Henry, would you mind telling us a little bit about who you are,
Mhm.
what you currently do, and what ultimately led you to a career in law enforcement?
Yeah. So I currently work for the city of San Bernardino. For the actual city, I've been working there for about 9 years now. And in my time there, I've worked patrol. I've worked a couple of different details or assignments. I've been on SWAT for about 3, 4 years now. Um, and during that time, very active city. We learn a lot,
Heck
and
yeah.
you're out there a lot. Just recently, in the last few months, I've actually just made the team of. It's called the Met team, so it's a multi-enforcement team. Incorporated in that team is we investigate a lot of gangs, so we're part of the gang unit. So for the San Bernardino County, it's called the Smash Unit. It's the San Bernardino Movement Against Street Hoodlums. That's what it's supposed to stand for. But yeah, we focus on gangs, but the team I'm on, it incorporates gangs, but that's not all we do. We go after like homicide suspects, shooting suspects, anything violent or pretty much anything violent. That's our team gets notified, and we'll go out there and try to look for them, apprehend them.
Nice.
And I've been on that team for a few months now, and so yeah, I'm just there learning and doing my best that I can do there.
What drove you to career in law enforcement?
So a couple reasons. Obviously my dad was in law enforcement. He was actually worked for the city of Colton, which borders San Bernardino. For the longest time, he was actually trying to talk me out of being a cop. He was actually trying to push me to be a firefighter for the longest time. I was taking classes here and there for firefighting, paramedic stuff. And then I think when I turned about 18 or 19, I don't know, for some reason, I just told him, hey, I don't want to do this no more. Can I kind of focus on police work? And he told me, he was like, I'm not going to say no against you, but just be ready, because we're a different world, it's a love-hate relationship with cops.
Totally.
So from there, I started doing ride-alongs. I started kind of investing a lot of my time into police work, and then of course, doing ride-alongs in Colton, it's border San Bernardino, and you would hear on the radio of San Bernardino just constant just stuff going on there. And so, like, I asked a lot of questions, and they even said, like, people in the San Bernardino officers there, they you learn a lot very quickly. What they learn in 1 year, it takes other officers around here 5, 6 years to learn,
Yeah.
because everything's just on the go, on the go, on the go.
Yeah.
Another reason, I would say, in probably middle school, high school, um, I always got along with everybody. I was never really into cliques. I was never really into, like, hey, you only hang out with this kind of group. Like, I always liked talking to everybody. I was like communicating with everybody. I had no problems with really anybody. I feel like I'm pretty easy to get along with.
Yeah.
But of course, people in high school, people people pick on certain people, and you're just like, hey, bro, like, don't do that. And so, like, me being trying to be cool with everybody, like, I would try to. I don't like, it sounds kind of, because they stand up for them, but I'd be like, hey, man, like, that's not cool. Like, and then I'll take them under my wing, or I'll start hanging out with those specific kind of people, and just maybe out of instinct, I don't know what it was. I just did it, and I think I kind of just started evolving, and when I started getting older, and just I wanted to be there for people. They really either were scared to stand up for themselves or just couldn't.
Yeah.
And I just, being out here, and especially law enforcement now, you really see the people that they're really scared to do it, and maybe they can do it. They don't know the means to do it. So then they call for help.
Yeah.
And whether it be firefighting, paramedics, cop work, like, you're the first one showing up to sometimes those people's worst days.
Yeah. Totally,
So,
man. Yeah, it's funny you talking about high school. What he's not telling you is he was a badass linebacker in high school.
Yeah.
We actually played against each other. We're actually cousins.
Yeah.
So I didn't mention that, but we're actually cousins. But yeah, man, I love that you talk a lot about the intricacies of experience.
Mhm.
Like, we say that a lot too. I talked about it just with the last person I interviewed. Like, time on doesn't equate to experience.
Oh, 100%.
So, like, when you're saying a year here, especially where you were compared to, other like here, right here. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
it's
yeah.
going to take you
A little
5 years,
different, of
maybe
course,
more.
yeah.
So I love that you're tuned into that. So staying on that topic, the city you work for is, I mean, it's consistently ranked as one of the most dangerous
Mhm.
places
Yeah.
for sure in California. Most times it's on the list for the country as well. What is it like to be in law enforcement and on the specialized teams that you're on there?
Mhm.
What is that like?
Um, I mean, you're always on your toes, man. Like, if you're not gonna keep yourself in check, your partners for sure are gonna keep you in check because, like, I'm gonna rely on you to have my back when we're
Yeah.
going out there. And it's just it's hard for me because I don't know any different. I don't know what it's like working in a slower city. So what I pretty much grew up in, I'm not gonna say grew up, but like I've always been
Yeah.
in San Bernardino, so that's all I know. So when other people talk to me that work for other agencies are like that's crazy. I remember when I first started, this was again like 8, 9 years ago. Um, when I would start, I'd work graveyard shift. It would there would be a call volume, or there'd be calls holding. There'd be like 30 calls holding. That'd be holding for hours. Imagine calling 911. It'd be holding for hours.
So call holding means that there's basically open calls that are not yet responded to.
Correct. It's like a pending call,
Holy cow.
and there'd be upwards. I'm telling you, and 30 was on the low end. That was a slow day. So like,
That's insane.
yeah. So imagine you're starting, and 30 calls are just waiting for you. That's a slow day starting. And then it was not abnormal for like you to go to a couple shootings a night or a day.
That's insane, dude.
So like you're going from a priority call to the next priority call to the next priority call, and then in between you're going to, like, I'm not gonna say like these calls aren't important, but a little bit more or less on the priority side,
Sure.
where it's like, hey, someone might have stole my garden hose, like come make a report.
Yeah.
And in between there, it's like, oh, start for a shooting, start for a stabbing, and it's like, all right, on the next, and then every call you go to, you also develop and get like reports.
Yeah.
So like you got to get those in between that too, because you got to start working on the report and stuff like that, because you got to go to the next one, you'll be available, and you can't. And it's at the end of your shift, you want to go home.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can't be staying in for hours on end doing
Paperwork.
reports,
Yeah.
because you want to go home, go to your family, get some sleep, like you got to get ready for the next day. And I don't know, it's just what I not grew up in, but that's what I started in. It can get nerve wracking a lot. If you talk to somebody, maybe I'm gonna say in San Bernardino, and they don't say it's a little nerve wracking, sometimes they're full of shit. Because you have to be a little nervous. You got to be a little cautious, because you can't just go balls to the wall to every call and be like, I don't give a like, I don't guess on here, but like, I don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
because that's when you're not gonna like start picking up on certain things. That little tingle in your stomach, like, I probably should back
Yeah.
away from this one, because you just don't know. You don't know, even for a simple traffic stop, you don't know who you're encountering.
Yeah. That's a good point, man.
So like every call is very dangerous, and especially nowadays, like people come with ambushes.
Exactly. Yeah.
They can you can be going to a silly report call in your head. You can be going up there and be like, oh, this is just a little like garden hose. I got to take a report for it for a theft, and got like, God forbid, someone's in there and they hate the cops and they're waiting for you and they smoke you. Like you just don't know. You just don't know. So it gets a little nerve wracking, but you got to learn to control it and kind of filter it. Like honestly, I'm gonna say day by day, but like call by call.
Yeah.
Like every call, you gotta kind of filter it back out. You gotta hit that restart button,
Reset.
and then go to the next one, reset, go to the next one. But you just learn. It's just over time.
So what do you do to manage that reset to actually, because I'm sure like if it's the same as us, you get that critical call, adrenaline's through the roof, and then that next call, maybe you're helping up an old lady or doing
Oh
something.
yeah.
Like how do you reset so you're still able to use your fine-tuned skills and not get out of control?
I would say two things. Really, like more self control, self thought. Like in your head, you have to be like, okay, it's almost like I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a self reset where you already you know what's going on, you know what to expect, and you just got to do it.
Yeah.
Like I know, okay, this is just a report call. I got to do this and this and this, but the next one I got to be on my A game. I got to be this. I got to be that, and vice versa. There's can be like the adrenaline calls, like you're saying,
Yep.
and you're up here, and then the next call you can be dealing with down here, and you can't bring that energy
Right.
to this
You don't
energy.
want to escalate it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know what's going on. And I would say a lot of things too is your partners. I feel like partner relationships are huge.
I love that one, dude.
Yeah, it's huge because you need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Like you need someone to vent a little, whether it be joking around, especially the line of work we do, is joking around or a little bit serious or something where it's kind of like you're letting it out.
Yeah.
And they're giving you the feedback. Like, hey, like I'm telling you, hey, you're not the only one in this. Like
Yep.
I'm here too.
Man, I love that.
So that's why I get a lot of people maybe not say that because they don't want to be like, no, I can handle it myself. Like I'm a tough guy. I'm
Yeah.
this. I'm that. Like I get it, but it's always to the point where dude, everyone needs help sometimes, and
Yeah,
it's
man.
good just to reach out and be like, hey, like I'm here for you, bro. Like
Yeah.
whether it be in a joking way, like, hey, you good? You the next call, like, hey, I heard this call kind of popped off. You want to meet up somewhere? Meet up. He's like, hey, bro, you good? Like, yeah, I'm good. You know what I mean? And, whether if they're joking around, they're letting it out.
Yeah.
In some way, they're letting it out,
Yep.
and then you just like, all right, man, I'm just making sure. Like, yeah, I ain't no bitch. And they're
Yeah.
like, all right, cool, I'm just making sure. And then, but it's just a kind of the release.
Yeah, man. It's funny because I feel like a lot of people, maybe if you're not in the first responder field, like they was like, oh, first responders, military, whatever, like they have dark humor. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, but you're right. Like that's kind of like our vent, like
Mm-hmm.
our point of where it's like you say some crazy stuff on the headset in the truck on the way back from a call, and
Yeah.
it's like dead quiet. You just finished like a horrible, like traumatic call, and it's like somebody says some crazy stuff, and everyone just starts busting up laughing. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
dude, that's so wrong, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you're venting
You're
now,
venting. Yeah.
and
You're not holding it in. You're letting it
yes,
out.
yes.
Yeah.
So, man, again, staying on that kind of topic that we're already on, I'm sure you've been through some like crazy times. It sounds like a
Mhm.
rocking city that you work for, which is probably fun, but also, like you said, nerve wracking.
Oh yeah.
Is there a specific call or instance that sticks out that either changed you or changed the way that you do things today?
Man. Man, I could be here forever on that one, dude. I'm telling you, the city of San Bernardino, like you go to and see a lot of stuff, and some stuff I might have just forgotten about because it's just a consistent thing. But the one I can think of right now, I went to a call. All it was a trailer park, and I was the first one on scene. All it said was boyfriend and girlfriend. It looked like they were arguing outside their trailer, and so I was first one on scene. And I find the trailer. I go up to it. The door's wide open, and but it's dark. It's like 2, 3 in the morning, and complete black. And I start knocking on the trailer. The door's open, but I start knocking on the trailer. Hey, is anyone there? Everyone there? And a male voice answers up. Hey. And I was like, hey, I'm looking for a male field. They're arguing out here. Are you guys good? They kind of described your guys as you guys walk back in here. He's like, yeah, man, we're good. You can come in here. And right when he said that, I was like, I don't know about that. I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, I don't know. Just something in like that gut feeling was like,
Mm,
maybe you shouldn't go in there. I couldn't see because right when you would walk in, there was like it was like a normal little like trailer, like mobile home. It was like the little like counter, and then you would go right, and that's where the hallway, probably the bedroom
mhm.
was. So I couldn't see, and it was dark. So part of me was just like, I probably shouldn't go in there. I was like, man, just come out here. And we kept going back and forth for a while. He just kept saying, hey, you can come in. You can come in. And I was like, nope. So I asked for more partners, more units to show up. Um, Ultimately, he stopped answering, and a couple of my partners talked to people that lived around there. They said, yeah, that the girl was getting beaten up by him, and he dragged her inside. And the more we kind of looked, there was blood like right outside the door and stuff like that. And we kind of backed away. SWAT got activated, and it was a big call out. Big old thing showed up. Few hours. He actually ends up finally coming out with her. She was being bad. He came out, got him into custody. Nothing was crazy. We go in there. Everything was fine. There was actually 2 guns right on the bed where they were, and they interviewed the girl, and she said the whole story, what happened to her. But she also said the officer. She didn't know who I was, but she's like the officer who showed up because the guy had her in between his lap, gun to her head. They were on the bed facing down the hallway where the door was. And he said, as soon as the officers come in, he's going to start shooting.
Holy shit.
So he told her that. And he's like, if you scream, I'm shooting you. And so he was like, he's like, I'm going to shoot the cops, shoot you, and then shoot myself.
Holy shit.
So, so that one really stuck out to me because I was like, damn, like just something in me just was like, no, you probably shouldn't go in there.
That's insane.
Um,
How many years on did you have?
oh,
when you had
dude, I
call?
was only like 2.5 years on.
Do you think the average 2.5 year police officer who doesn't work in a city like that would have had those same instincts?
I mean, I would hope so. I would hope so. I can't speak for everybody, but I mean, that's like a straight ambush. Like,
That's insane, dude.
yeah. So obviously I got like kudos from the supervisor. Like, hey, like, good you didn't rush in there. Like, you could have walked in there. Even a couple of my buddies, like, bro, like, I probably just would have walked in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just something told me, no, don't do it. But yeah, stuff like that. Obviously, I've been to people dying from gunshot wounds, from like people literally like dying in front of you, car accidents, from like very young age where a girl was driving and 20, I think she was 21. She was sniffing or doing the can duster. passed out, hit a tree, died. We were on, and I was the first one there, and she was already dead. And shut down the scene, and I was perimeter down the street. Family showed up, and they're like, "Hey, is they're looking for their daughter?" And they had her location on,
Mhm.
and they're like, "She's pinging over here, but you couldn't see; it's too dark." And I couldn't tell him that because we didn't know at the time, but I knew she was already gone. And like, what's your daughter's name? And he said, blah blah blah. And I was like, let me go get my supervisor. Like, they're gonna come and talk to you. And they just broke down crying right there, like,
Damn, dude.
because they knew I didn't tell them, but they already knew. Um, so just little stuff like that, and obviously like when we get SWAT call outs or stuff like that, like barricaded suspects, like those guys are the ones that are like determined. Like they're not the ordinary criminals out here. Like just okay, I give up. Blah blah blah. Like they're barricaded. They're somewhere. They're doing something, and they're running things in their mind. Whether they're not gonna go back to jail, they're gonna shoot it out. They're not going back to jail. That's their biggest thing in their head. I'm not going back to jail,
Yeah.
or I'm not going to jail, and death is the only option. So going to those calls, especially SWAT call outs, like you're showing SWAT call outs are very, very unique because um those are like the worst of the worst. Those like a normal officer is like we have good officers. Normal officers aren't they're not gonna be able to handle those calls. They could probably do it, but just they don't have the tools, the
Yeah.
resources. So they have to bring out the team and so that like, okay, this guy's determined because it got to this point
Yeah.
and now we're getting activated. So you have to go in there with the mindset of like, this guy's not gonna he's not fucking around.
Yeah.
And it's just yeah.
So what's from the SWAT perspective, when you were on the SWAT team, what
Mhm.
is that like when you get these calls? You said it's kind of a hybrid setup of how you do
Ye
that?
Yeah, so for the city of San Bernardino, we don't operate just as a full-time SWAT team because we wouldn't get activated or we wouldn't be activated that much because we're just a city.
Mhm.
So we're kind of like hybrid. So whether if you're on the SWAT team, you also do normal police work. So we have officers that range from just doing normal patrol stuff out here to you're on special details
Mm.
to you're a detectives to you're on an assignment with the county where you can be on a different team, like in a county. You can be on a narcs team, you can be on a gang team, you can be on a prostitution vice team, you can be on these different teams at the same time. You're on SWAT. So then you're doing this day to day, and as soon as they need you for this, you get pulled, and then now you're this.
Gotcha.
So and then people range from like different hours, different days. Like there's always some kind of SWAT person working during every day, every hour.
Yeah.
And then if they need us, and then we get activated, um, everyone gets called in, whether you're at home, whether you're on duty, or whether you're driving home, you just got off, you're coming in, like you're getting out, everyone's coming in.
Yeah.
You drop what you're doing, you're not, that's what you're doing. 9 times out of 10, when SWAT gets activated, it's because someone's in a home barricaded. Like they're in a home, they don't want to come out, and we have to go in and get them.
Gotcha.
A lot of time is on our side. So we're able to get tools, we're able to get personnel, we're able to get certain things in line where we can control more of a scene.
That makes sense.
So we can control it more. But doing normal day-to-day stuff, like anything can happen. Whether, like I said, a traffic stop, a normal call, just even driving on the street.
Yeah.
You stop at a red light and someone can literally just start shooting at you from car to car.
That's crazy.
Like you have just even going to lunch. Like you're just going to get some food.
Which happens out here, dude.
Yeah.
Literally, like
Mhm.
from LA to here, like you'll see it on the news. Seems like
Yeah.
every year at least.
Yeah. It's very just
Crazy.
just that's the thing right now. Just killing cops.
Yeah. All right. So you're not only a law enforcement officer, SWAT, part of this new team now, like do a lot of crazy, awesome, unbelievable stuff. Like that's one part of you, right? Like you're
Yeah.
still a father, a husband, you got
Yeah.
an awesome family.
Yeah.
How do you go from being like you kind of said on high alert, flowing with adrenaline to walking in your front door to your house? Now you're a dad, you're a husband. How do you make that switch?
Um, just maybe over time, just learning or teaching myself. And they also teach you and talk to you. Like I had good mentors growing up or in my career, whether it be on duty or even off duty. Because like I said, my dad was a cop.
Yeah.
So I was able to see things and learn things from him growing up and seeing things and starting my career early. And then even while working, having good, like, I guess, leadership
Mm.
or roles. And they would tell me from the very beginning. I remember I was a few months on, I was just on my own, and people that have been on for 10 years, they told me they would cover me and be like, hey, like I remember this one time, and sorry, I'm gonna go a little off
It's
track, but I'll come
okay.
back. It was my son's birthday, and we had everything planned. We're going to Chuck E. Cheese with them. We're going to do this whole thing. I was like, cool. It was my Friday at work. I was like, heck yeah. But during that time, we were very, very busy. I'm telling you, we probably had like 80 calls like pending.
That's insane, dude. That's
So,
crazy.
so our supervisor was like, hey, go out and we need people to stay over. And I'm being the newer guy. I was kind of expected to stay over because I was a new guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to stay over. So I was like, oh man. So like I was upset, but I kind of understood. I get it because it was my kid's birthday. And so I ended up telling my partner who had a lot of time on, oh, he's like, you're staying over? And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, hell no. He's like, nope. So he made a call. He calls the watch commander or our supervisor and was like, hey, I'm taking his place. He's going home. It's his kid's birthday. And so I didn't even have anything to say so. He just did it. And the watch commander called me. He's like, you didn't tell me it was your kid's birthday. Go home. So he ended up talking to me really quick. He's like, hey, like family's everything. Family is everything. He's like, this career will be here. It was here before you. You probably hear it. It was here
Yeah.
before you. It's gonna be here after you. But your family's gonna be there after you're done with this place. Like you have to make sure you are 100% there for them. And they preach that a lot, especially nowadays. It wasn't big because talking to like the older guys, it was all work, 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 work,
Yeah.
work. Yeah, expect you to be at work.
Yep.
I feel like it really switched now, where it's family. Like
Yeah.
be with your family, be this, be that. My supervisor, right, this is my new team, told me before I got on this team, or as I was coming onto this team, you will, if we can make you not miss anything school related, anything with your wife, anything sports related, games, practices, if you want to do this, do that, work will be here. Go and do that because you have
That's
to
cool,
be there
man.
with them. And so, like, that's what they preach to me, and that's what I grew up with. So I guess it was a little going back to like the family stuff, like doing that transition. I think it. I wouldn't say it was easy, but it was a little bit more easy to me because you always have this newer guy, you always have the backside of your mind, like, oh, I have to be at work, I got to
Yeah.
impress, I got to do this, I got to do
Totally.
that.
Yeah.
I think them allowing you to do that makes it easier and more comforting.
Yeah.
When you come home, you don't have to worry about that. Like they
Mm.
told me to be here. They told me to be this. Like they're
What
trying to
I'm
look out
supposed to
for
be
me.
doing.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's not like,
Yeah.
oh,
I
I
like
have to
that.
be at work. I have to be at work. I have to be
Yeah.
at work. It's kind of like, no, they told me to be here. So it's easier for me to be home. And then me, like, I'm all about family. Like, I don't go out, like, I'm not gonna say I'm friends, but like, I don't go out like, hey, I'm gonna go out for a couple days here with my friends or
Yeah.
this. Like, I'd rather be with my kids or my wife and just like whether we just be at home, like
Yeah.
just kicking it at home. They just like being out there at home. My wife's a stay at home mom. So I love that because she's able to stay there
Yep.
with them and money especially,
Yep.
and just raise them. We have to keep dropping them off here, dropping off there, and take them to school. So when I'm off, that's my second job. I'm off of normal work, but then I switch to like dad husband mode now.
Yep.
And I tell even people at work, dude, I go home and some people that don't have kids or aren't married, they don't understand because they're like, dude, I'm gonna go home and take a nap. I'm gonna do
I
this.
know, dude.
And I'm like, I I'm not gonna do that, dude. I get home and I'm like, granted, like my wife doesn't tell me to do these things, but like I want to help.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I am tired, but like I get home and I start helping around the house, whether it be like helping get the boys ready for the bath or picking up toys or cleaning the room or
Yeah.
like helping with homework or we'll sit down for dinner, like and stuff like that. And then start getting my stuff ready for the next day.
Yep.
And then, cause I know she wants a break and I like, obviously I'm tired, but it's kind of like you gotta, I don't know, you have to be there I feel like your wife
Yeah.
and vice versa.
You got to water your own grass.
Correct. And
Yeah,
then my wife's
man.
big about it too, because she does the same thing back where she makes me, cause I'm not a good cook, but like meal prep.
Yeah.
My wife loves to cook. She makes me meal press, whether it be 3 meals, and she'll pack it all for me and get it ready, and it'll be ready for the whole week. And like, does my laundry, does my clothes, like gets my uniforms ready while I'm dealing with the boys or I'm playing with them
Yeah.
because they miss me all day.
Yeah.
So she's getting that stuff ready to me. So it's like you have to have a good balance,
Yeah.
man.
I agree, man.
So I think that makes it easier is having that support from her too,
Mhm.
because I think obviously without her, I probably wouldn't be doing one as far as I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Because knowing how she is at home, like she tells me, hey, like, if you, especially, like, um, hey, I need to stay over for a few more hours. I
Yeah.
need this, I need that. Girls can be like, I need you home. I want this, I need this. And then in the back of your mind, you're working. It's that shit's,
Conflict.
it's a conflict in your
Yeah.
head. But her saying, hey, like, don't worry about it. Hey,
Yeah.
we're okay. Hey, we're good. Okay, I'll just see you when you get home.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put your dinner in the fridge or in the microwave.
Yeah.
So just little stuff like that, like makes it little like comforting. Like, okay, cool. Like she has it. She's
She's
good.
got it. Yeah. Well, dude, I actually I got to give your wife a shout out, man. She's freaking been like a huge supporter since day one of this thing. Like
Yeah.
literally the day that I said I was gonna start doing this, like huge supporter. Set this interview up. Our wives are actually out at dinner right now
Yeah.
while we're doing this, or we're gonna join them, I should say. So yeah, man, I love hearing that, and this next question kind of starts to summarize everything that we've been talking about. Like your dad and your mom, dude, growing up were like the
Mhm.
coolest people in the world. Like I remember coming over to your house and like they're still the same, it seems
Yeah.
like they're
It
still the
was
same.
older.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, it's like I love seeing them still, like they're still together and they're still going strong. Like your dad was not only a police officer, obviously like became the police chief of a department in the
Mhm.
area.
Yeah.
Very smart dude, but also very uh just a normal guy, like very easy to talk to, like you.
Mhm.
What type of life lessons did you learn from him, and how has that helped you now on the job?
Oh man, dude, that I owe that thing a lot to my dad and my mom too. Like
Sure.
it's a both parenting thing. But just for a young age, like like a lot of stuff that you do now or did when you were younger correlates to what you do now.
Yep.
So like we played sports when we were younger, whether it be Pop Warner or football or baseball. And he told me at a very young age, you need to work at what you want because nothing's going to give it to you for free. He's like, you need to, what you want, you got to work for it. And then, like, he's like, once you start getting older, you're going to start seeing the separation of people. And whether it be like the hard workers that are out here trying and the ones that are just trying to get by. And then you're obviously the older you get in like whatever path you decide, it's going to really start separating you. So, him doing that was like a big thing for me, especially like being like I'm probably a man, because you have to be in a man in this kind of world. Like you have to be. I don't even know how to explain it, man. It would be like you have to be tough but sensitive at the same time.
Yeah.
You have to be ready but like not too aggressive. You have to be. It's almost like this give and take a lot.
Yeah.
And I think growing up, he showed me as best as he can. I feel like, and obviously like no one's perfect, and um it was his first time raising a kid, just like
Yeah.
your first time raising kids. This is my first time doing it.
Yep.
I'm trying my best. I'm doing what I think is right. It might not be right, but as long as you're doing it for the good reasons, I think that's the biggest thing. So like a lot of life lessons he taught me started very young.
Yeah.
It just when I started getting older, he would just reiterate them to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, you've been telling me that. You've been telling me that, and it's not just like you've been telling me that. It's kind of like a yep, I
The
know.
consistency of
Yes,
it.
like I understand. Like
Yeah.
I know, and you start very young. But I think it helps too, like him always being there. Cause like I said, or people ask me a lot, when I was younger, was your dad must have never been there. He was a cop. He must have never been there. Like he was always working. Bro, like I just had a conversation with my cousin over Thanksgiving. Um, I don't remember my dad ever really missing anything.
Yeah.
It might have, but like you don't remember everything when you're younger, but he would always try to show up, whether he worked graveyard or swing shift, whatever. He would always show up to my practices, my games. He would even coach, like,
Yeah. That's
and
crazy.
like I wouldn't say he really missed much, and if he did, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
And just having that support from him, like someone always there for me and pushing me. And at the time, it might have been a little like I might have thought of it as a little like, oh, he's always on, he's always watching me, he's always doing this. But looking at it now, especially having my own kids, like he was only doing it for the best of it, like because he wants the best for you. You
Yeah.
want the best for them.
Yep.
So you want to. I'm not gonna say live through them, but like you know the mistakes you did, and you don't want them to make those same mistakes.
Totally,
So
man.
because you want them to be better in life, because you want them
Totally.
to get a little farther in life. And
Yeah.
um, those are big shoes to fill, especially him being chief.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be like that, but um, but just even the work I do now, like it's just I get people tell me like that and through our administration, like you're just a hard worker, like you don't complain, you don't do this, like even if it's a little crappy work on the side, I just fucking do it. Like it is what it is. Like
Yeah.
there's no point in complaining, there's no point
Yeah.
in bitching about it. Like you can, but you still gonna have to go do
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
I might as well just do it.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
wasted energy.
yeah, and then you might as well do it and make a little fun out of it, I
Yeah.
guess, because someone has to do it.
Right.
And then just do it, and then just it makes you look better too. Like
Yeah.
look, exactly. He does. That's not a complainer. Like you just go and do it, and I don't know. Just I was always just taught to shut up and do your work, and your work will like speak for itself. You
Yeah.
don't need to talk shit. You don't need a showboat. You don't need to do this. Like just be humble, be cool, do your job, and keep going. Like do your job, cool. What's my next job?
Yep.
Boom, do it. Boom. Okay, what's my next job?
Yeah.
Just keep going because people, you know, those people, kind of people where they showboat,
Oh,
or
dude, totally.
and like, like there's no secret about it. Like, you know who those people are,
Yep.
and it's like, yeah, they might be good, but they're fucking cocky, or
Yeah.
there's this or that. Like, just be. That's what my dad always told me: shut up and just do your job,
Yeah.
do your work, and just work hard. Be a hard worker, and your work will show. And that's what I told
Dude,
him.
when we hire people, that's so funny that you say that. Like when I'm on the hiring panels or interview panels, I always tell people like, "Hey, when you're going through your interviews, I want to know your story. I want to hear about your life. I want you to
Mhm.
tell me your story. As soon as you enter like our internship in the academy, I don't care about your story at all.
Yeah.
I want to see what you're about. I want to see your
Mhm.
work, and your work will tell me what you're about.
Correct.
Go tell your story in the interviews. As soon as you get to the internship and academy part of our process, like I don't want to hear your story at all. Show me your story. Show me
Mhm.
like that you are a hard worker. Show me that you're coachable. Show me that you're all these different things that you said. Don't show me that you're this lazy person if you're in the interview telling me how hard of a worker you are. So it's exactly like you're saying, man. And I think that's like the hallmark of a good, not even father, a good parent, someone that not only speaks truth into their kids, but is also living it, right? Like I
Mhm.
said, like your parents are freaking awesome, dude. Like still to this day. And the things that your dad told you, and like my dad said a lot of the same stuff to me,
Mhm.
but like I know your dad, like he did a lot of those things that he was telling you, right? And
Yeah.
now you're living it. And I'm sure you're instilling that into your boys,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So man, that's awesome, dude. Last question for you, and
Uh-huh.
then we'll join the girls for dinner.
Let's go.
Um, if one of your boys grew up, or all of them, and came to you and said they wanted to follow in your footsteps and get into law enforcement like you, what advice would you have for them?
Shoot. I'd probably honestly, I mean, I wouldn't try to talk them out of it because I understand I've been there, done that. I'd just tell them, I'm like, hey, like the road, especially the way the world's going right now with law
Mhm.
enforcement. So you're talking about another, well, maybe 10 years, 20 years ish. Um, yeah, it's hard, man. I would tell them, just be smart of what you do. Be aggressive in a smart manner, because nowadays, especially, or even thinking ahead, how scared people are because of video cameras, because of liability. A crime happens, they're gonna look at what the cop did,
Yeah.
and they're gonna scrutinize and Monday Night Quarterback everything that he did from when they showed up on scene until the very last whatever happened. And people are, I can speak for myself, and I know a lot of law enforcement that's in the back of their minds. That's in the back of their heads of like losing their career,
Sure,
losing their
dude. Yeah.
job, losing over some, or a lot of times people are calling us for the help.
Yeah.
And you make these split second decisions that cost you the rest of your life now, or your career, your family now.
Yeah.
Because it's not just me, that's my family.
Right.
So that's another rabbit hole to go down. But
Yeah.
like with my kids, I'll just tell them like, yeah, I'm not gonna say no, but I'm gonna tell them like what you're going into is very political, very dangerous. It has a lot of ups and downs. And I'll just tell them, be aggressive of decisions you make, but also be smart, because it's all about being smart right now. But you also don't want to be thinking too much, because that's when people take advantage of
Yeah.
it and they're going to capitalize it, and that's when people get hurt. They just, you rather be
Yeah.
quick and violent to get it over with, rather than trying to like pussyfoot around it, because
Yeah.
then that's when it looks bad.
Yeah.
It's like, just get it over with and we'll figure it out after.
Yeah.
Because now, as long as you're safe and you're gonna go home to your family, like, then we can figure this out now.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. Because, oh God, because I couldn't fucking imagine losing my kid,
Yeah.
especially the world they live in, like over political shit. Like, I'm not gonna lose my kid over
Yeah.
that. If I like my kid, like, fuck everybody out here. Like, that's my kid.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a cousin.
No, it's okay, dude.
But it's like, that's my kid. Like,
Yeah. I
I'm
get
gonna
it,
make
man.
sure he's okay. I'll make sure he goes home to his family. But I wouldn't tell him no. I'll just tell him to be smart.
Yeah.
So that would be my thing.
I like that answer, man. I used to have a football coach. He used to say, "Don't get paralysis through analysis.
Yep.
Just do the damn thing."
Yep.
And I think about that, and I've thought about it since I've finished playing football. But it is a lot easier for me, like in the fire service. Like people love firefighters, dude. Like
Yeah,
they're not.
yeah. I
Like,
love you guys.
yeah. There's I mean, obviously there's people that do want to cause some harm to us once in a while, but like just that statement, and I think that you would probably agree with, like, make a good decision, make it smart, make it, you want to call it violent, but just, make that snap judgment decision. Like I think about that, like that has to come from good training, right?
Oh, yeah.
And good training includes how you were brought up and the things that you learned
Oh, yeah.
growing up. And
Mhm,
it's a compilation of everything. So, like, when I show up to a house fire, working and I have to make these decisions, like,
mhm,
okay, what am I going to do here? It's not my decision that's solely for me. Like, it's your family that you're going to have to go back to. Like, for me, now I have four guys or
mhm.
three other guys in the truck or whoever that I have to make this decision. Hey, we're going in, right? Like,
Yeah.
I better make sure that I'm looking at the roof line. It's not getting ready to collapse, or I don't see something that's going to kill us as soon as we step out the truck. Like, there's so many things that I have to think about. And it's like, okay, that weight that's bearing on me is the weight of not only myself, but my crew and my family and my crew's family.
Yeah.
So, but that comes from good decision making
Yeah.
and good, you know, things that you learn as you grow up, man. So I think this was a
Mhm.
good conversation on a lot of the things that we learned growing up, how it shaped you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and I feel the same as you, man. Our dads kind of grew up together too, and we're both
Mhm.
police officers. So my dad actually sent me a picture. I'll show you after
Okay.
of the two of them in uniform. Like, he said it was in '96.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. So I'll show it to you. But
Alright.
but anyways, man, I thank you for coming on. Do you have anything else that you want to add?
Uh, no, man. I just appreciate you having me. I've never done this before,
Yeah.
so when you kinda asked, it's a little nerve-wracking.
Dude, it is for me too.
I'm like, "What am I gonna talk about?" But, like, it's just and plus it's easier because 'cause you're my cousin and I
Yeah.
can talk to you. And then just the line of work of people that watch are first
Yep.
responders and stuff like that,
Yep.
so I'm hoping that they can correlate a little bit,
Absolutely.
for that, and I'll just say, man, like, if you ever do need help, like, reach out because people are willing to help you. Just people don't know until you need to ask.
Absolutely, dude. I love
So
that.
that's my biggest thing.
All right, man. Well, for all of those listening out there, keep your pressures positive, ventilate your environment, and control the chaos. This is the PPV podcast. Thanks for tuning in.